Havelock North resident David Trubridge is staging a protest in his own backyard over water bottling rights. Mr Trubridge says it's outrageous the council is asking residents in a dry and drought-prone area to conserve water whilst allowing corporates to take it and bottle it for free. In protest, he's turned the sprinklers on in his backyard, but he wants people to know that water is precious, and having made his point, he then turned them off.
I think that's quite important because I'm not here to waste water. I'm not here to encourage people to think this is an excuse for they can soak their gardens and wash their cars.
Okay, so what point are you making?
It's a very complex issue with a lot of things all tied up together. The main issue that I'm concerned about, and I think a lot of people in the Bay are concerned about, is commercial bottling of water in an area where water is not abundant. You know, on the East Coast, we have droughts regularly, and we're drawing water from the aquifer. And personally, I think it's outrageous that we should be giving away this water from the aquifer to commercial companies to make a profit out of, to sell in plastic bottles overseas. That's my concern. And when we started having restrictions because the pumps can't cope with the demand in Havelock North anymore, I just saw red. I thought, well, you know, this is the moment when we can start to say something and really exert some pressure over this.
Were the water bottling companies getting the same restrictions, or are they just able to carry on regardless?
No, they carry on regardless. Their bores are deeper than ours. They go down to cleaner water. The bores for Havelock and Hastings are pretty shallow, so we get the dirty water, the polluted water, as well as all the other problems. They've got clean water, and they can take as much as they want as it stands at the moment.
Have you heard from anyone? Has council turned up? Has anyone threatened to fine you or confiscate your hose? Has any of that stuff happened?
Yeah, people have contacted the council saying, when are you going to prosecute?
So have people been asking for you to be fined? Have some miserable buggers been calling up and saying, fine David Trubridge?
As I understand, that's what I heard secondhand from the council, yes.
And has anyone fined you yet?
Not yet.
And if someone did fine you, would you contest that? Would you continue this protest into court, for example?
No, I wouldn't, because I don't want to make this an issue about giving people the right to just use water willy-nilly. I've made my point. Effectively, I've switched my sprinkler off. I've got far better response than I ever expected to have at the beginning. And so I don't need to do it anymore. And I don't want to, cause other people who are having to struggle because they haven't got enough water because too much is being used. I think we have to be responsible about this. But I've made my point, and I don't condone continued use of sprinklers just because they think that it's wrong to be bottling. We've made our point. Now we've got to push it through with the council and wherever we need to.
Fascinating issue, water in the Hawke's Bay. That's David Trubridge.